Okay, so I just thought about this experience that I had with a couple of my family members, like towards the beginning of the year. It's like January, February, sometime around there. And I just thought I'd share in the spirit of education. So anyway, at the airport with my sister, it's my sister, myself, a family member that we have that has health issues. So usually to avoid walking those long stretches at the airport, we get them a wheelchair. And then it's the woman pushing the wheelchair. So all four of us are black. We walk up on the train. The train hasn't arrived yet. And so we're standing there waiting so that we can get to baggage claim. There's maybe a couple of people, really just a few people, sprinkled in front of some of these doors. And you know there are multiple doors. So there's this Caucasian man kind of standing to the left a little bit of the doors. So my sister and I, we're back away from the doors, and we're kind of closer to this man without impeding on his personal space. The woman that's pushing the wheelchair that my family member is in pulls the wheelchair up to the side of one of the doors, because that's usually what you do with somebody that's in a wheelchair so that you have more time to get them on the train without bumping them around. But she did it in a way to where people could get on and get off at the same time. This white man next to us looks up and sees us, and he's just staring. So I look, and I'm just kind of like, you know, thinking he's going to say something. I'm waiting for him to look at me and make eye contact so I can smile. And he's just like, "You're blocking the doors." So we look at him, we're just kind of like, it's obvious, ain't nobody blocking the doors. So all of us already know what's going on. So the woman that has the wheelchair is like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "There are people that need to get off of this train and you're just going to block the doors?" Like she's not standing off to the side of one of the doors. And she looks at him and she's just kind of very respectfully. She was just like, "It's okay. There's a lot of space. They can go around." And this man just kind of scoffs and looks back down at his phone. And so anybody that knows me personally knows I'm not good in situations like this. I'm kind of a hothead, so I'm just really, these situations, I don't handle them well. But I tried to keep my cool and just stay calm. Doors open, nobody's on the train. Nobody's trying to get off. Nobody's trying to get on except us. This man walks on and walks and sits in the handicap seats. So my sister and I just grab a pole, the same pole, and we all get on the train. Train starts moving. I'm praying this dude's stop will just come up so that he can get off the train, but that never happened. And then the doors open at one of the stops, and this Caucasian woman gets on with a stroller. She has a stroller. She pushes the stroller on. When the train pulls up, she was standing in front of the doors too to go ahead and get her stroller on. So I look at her and I see her, I nod at her. Cute little baby in the stroller, or cute little child, toddler, whatever it was. And this man looks up and sees her. And as soon as he looks up and sees her, he hops up out of his seat and he's like, "Oh, ma'am, please sit down." And I know she was confused because she had already grabbed the pole. She was just waiting on the train to start moving. But she kind of looks at him and she's like, "Oh, you sure?" And he was like, "Oh, yes, please take a seat." And so she's like, "Okay, thank you." So she goes and she sits down. And this man, all the places that he could have gone, all the things he could have grabbed, held on to, he comes and walks over and stands over me and grabs the pole above where my hand is. And it's just standing there over me. And I was just like, See, those types of things, and this is lightweight stuff. This is everyday or every other day type stuff that you just gotta whoosah and let it roll off your back for the sake of peace. But bruh, when I tell you that these moments make you feel like you're less than human, they make you feel like you're less than a woman. Like, I don't deserve a seat. And I'm never going to ask anybody to give up their seat or give up their spot for me. It's just not, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a woman or because I'm whatever. But the fact that he did that in that facetious manner, it's just like, what do you have against me? I don't even know you. Like, I don't know you. We've never met. You don't know my name. You don't know how old I am. You don't know nothing about me or anybody that I have with me. But you're treating me like this. Why? But the funny thing is, and it's not funny, but we just had to try to learn to laugh about it at this point, is that Black people subconsciously learn how to like rate what level of racism they're dealing with. Like, a lot of it, we just breathe and let it go because it's so common and we deal with it all the time. Like, my mom some months ago was getting her food, and the guy that was ringing her up, the white guy that was ringing her up, was like, "Where are your food stamps, ma'am?" Just assuming that she didn't have the money to pay for the food that's in her basket. Stuff like that happens to us literally all the time. But it's stuff like that that builds up and builds up and builds up. And it's just like, and then some people see, oh, why are you defensive or why are you aggressive? It's like, dude, you don't even understand. It's not just this one experience. It's back to back to back to back to back to back to back experiences. And then it's like, oh, we're seen as defensive. It's like, well, and the really scary thing is that the situation that pisses Black people off the most is dealing with racist police. But in those situations, those are the ones that we have to really exercise the most self-control in, because those are the situations to where we could lose our life. So being that upset, but also having to just keep your hands up and keep your head down and like really over explain what it is that you're doing. Okay, sir, I'm reaching for my wallet. I'm really not trying to do anything to hurt you. I have nothing in this car that will hurt you, but I'm reaching for my wallet because you just asked for it. You're clear on that, right? I mean, they might shoot you anyway. It depends on who you're dealing with. But my dad has taught everybody in the house that, and how to handle situations when we're dealing with cops that are tripping for no reason. He's taught my brother that, my little brother, and it's scary because my little brother's learning how to drive now. And he only just turned 19, but he looks a lot older than that. He looks like he's in his mid or late 20s. And I'm scared for him to learn how to drive, honestly. I'm really scared for him to learn how to drive. Because he can't walk around with a sign on his forehead that says, "Hey, I'm a kid," for these cops that are running around here. And it's, anyway, I could talk about this all day, but that was just one experience that bothered me. I just wanted to share it. Love you guys.